Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
The AIM program of energetic balancing. Big, lot of words, but it's even a bigger opportunity for people. So I want to, of course, introduce you to Roberta Hladek, who is the co-founder of Energetic Matrix Church of Consciousness, which is actually the AIM program. And we've been talking, a lot, and she is out in Las Vegas, that great place, right, Las Vegas?
Yes.
Are you in the center of Las Vegas or like on the outskirts?
Well, we're kind of in a suburb of Las Vegas.
Oh.
We're in Summerlin. Well, actually, the office is in Las Vegas proper, but we're away from the Strip, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. So do you go and play the slots? Do you like Las Vegas for that reason?
No, I'm not a gambler.
Right.
It's probably a good thing, huh?
Right. That is a good thing. Do you ever go to the shows?
Yes. Every once in a while, we do take in a show or two.
I would say so. All the big performers wind up there, don't they?
They sure do.
That's their test.
They sure do. Yes.
And so when people come there, do they do anything else, but is it really gambling and shows? Are there other things that are fun?
Yeah, we have a lot of hiking trails for the outdoorsy people that are out away from the Strip. We're probably about 18, 19 miles from the Strip, and there's lots of mountains, and you can go trail riding, you can do horseback riding, bike riding, running, jogging, all that kind of stuff, too. So there's a lot more. We also have a ski resort, so you can go skiing in the winter. Mm-hmm. And then we have Lake Mead, where you can go boating. So we've got a lot of things other than just the gambling part. There's more things. Yeah.
Well, it's okay. I don't guess, do you get storms out there? Do you get volcanoes or something else that we don't know about?
No, we do get the rain, and sometimes we get some flooding. But for the most part, knock on wood, we're kind of away from all of the bad stuff, I guess you could say. We do get excessive heat. We've had a lot of really high temperatures and humidity recently, but I'm not complaining because it's much better than being with these hurricanes and the bad things that are happening with those. So we've been pretty safe,
So you're not on the fault line, though, of earthquakes. I thought you were.
We are, but I haven't felt the earthquakes like I did in California. I was in Southern California. I grew up most of my life there, and I was in several of the major earthquakes. So those were no fun. So we've they say once in a while we feel them, but I have not felt one here yet.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't had any damage as far as I know. So, right here in this area. So.
Well, good. So you're safe.
Yeah.
So you have a boring life now.
I guess you could say that, huh?
Well, we are going to go somewhere else. We're going to go to a friend's house because I live in a 7th floor of a condo, and my doggie could not go up and down those stairs because they're going to shut down the elevators and everything.
Oh, yeah, with Hurricane Irma coming in. Are you on the coast? I'm
on the Intercoastal, but it's still... when you're in a high-rise condo, probably, I don't know if it's going to make a difference or not. It's just one of those things. So I was thinking about a lot of your, and do we call them clients?
We call them participants.
Are participants, okay. Mm-hmm. So the participants are they worrying? Have you heard from any of them?
Well, I keep in touch with my facilitators that were in the Texas Hurricane Harvey, and I check in with them to make sure they're all okay, and they're checking in with their participants to make sure they're okay. Oh. We usually put up a notice, and we will, on Facebook, and, let them know that we're thinking of them, and then a lot of times, if they're able, they'll send us back a little note and say, we're good here, or, let us know. So hopefully, we have a large group of participants down in the southern states. So Florida, we have a lot of participants there, a lot in Atlanta, Alabama, Louisiana. I mean, we've all over down there. We have participants and then going up the East Coast. So I've got my fingers crossed, and we're sending our healing energy and our healing angels over there to hopefully keep this at bay. And, if you just get some wet, that's fine, just no damage and no scary stuff.
Okay.
We're got our fingers crossed. I have a nephew down there who's an anesthesiologist, so he's going to be in the hospital. He's constantly working, so he had to move a lot of his stuff away, his car, and packed it up with food and clothing and stuff. So hopefully the last one he had to move. So hopefully,
yeah,
poor guy,
well,
he's kind of.
I know. Well, but in the essence of all this is that life does go on, and a lot of people are preparing. It's funny, a lot of people are flying out of this city or this whole area, but I've seen where people have driven north and then the hurricane follows them. Yeah,
they just don't know with these where they're going to go, and I guess there's one right after it coming in too. So,
I didn't even know that. But is that like this one? I mean, bad one?
That I don't know. My brother contacted me because of my nephew. That's his son, and they were supposed to be going to Florida, and they were supposed to be leaving tomorrow. So I guess they're not going to be going. And he said that there was another one coming in on the tail end of Irma. So I don't know any more about it than that. I was just crossing my fingers that Irma isn't a big deal, and
right?
That
it
loses
is.
steam.
Yeah. That's what we hope it will do too. So. At least you can do your part like you're helping. But let's go back to what people, not talk about the hurricane anymore then, and let's just talk about, in general, how people are feeling. So when someone loses someone, there's a friend of mine who's just, her nephew had been on drugs, and then he was in recuperation, and then he died, but actually from a heart attack, not from drugs. And she is actually a hospice counselor. She actually was one of your participants. I think she stopped it because I don't think she could afford it, but she was, and she's really having a hard time with this. So, what can you do, though? Let's say it is a participant. How do you help?
As part of the AIM program?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, the AIM program, for one, is a wonderful program to help people get over these situations in life, because we have all the positive affirmations and healing energies on there, not just for illnesses or sicknesses or whatever you want to call it, but there's other aspects of the AIM program that really help us to get over and to help us deal with some of these tragedies that we have in our lives. And it's not that the AIM program will take it all away and you'll feel fine. That's not it. We all have our grieving process, but it's very helpful and very supportive. And many have told me that without being on the AIM program, they don't know what they would have done. And so it's been very supportive and very healing. Our facilitators are second to none. They are very supportive of participants when they're going through things like this. They can help them out with their own personal situations that they've gone through and how they've helped themselves through these things. And they're very supportive with our participants as well. And even this person, this woman, if she had a facilitator before, she could even contact them, and I'm sure they would be more than happy to speak with her if she needed to, or whatever we could help her do.
Right.
But because we're always there to support. We do have a Facebook page, and we try to put positive affirmations every day. So that's something also that she could go onto the Facebook page and see our positive affirmations. And sometimes those help, us to kind of get over that hump or see the light or see the reasons why things happen. And I say everything happens for a reason. But when we're in that, it's hard to see what that reason is.
Right.
So a lot of times these things can help.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking when you, of course, Stephen died, you had to go through some of this.
Yes, we did. Definitely.
So who helped you?
It was very difficult. Well, I think it was the probably the support of my staff here. You know, I've got my business partner, Evan, and then I have my other half at home and then my family, and then my AIM family. All the participants, oh my gosh, and my facilitators, the cards and the little notes on Facebook and the emails that came through were just really supportive, and a lot of them called and left messages and said, hey, you know, we know you guys are, you know, in it, but hey, we just want you to know that we're thinking of you. And it was really, really nice to know that people care and that they understand and that they're there for you. You know, you just don't really know.
Right. You know, I didn't realize that you were married. Somehow, for me, it was always.
Oh, I'm not married.
Oh, but you're with someone.
Yes,
but
I am.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, yes, I'm with a fabulous guy. He's a musician.
Ah. So you're
what
not...
better place than to be in Las Vegas, right?
So you're not bored.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. Well, see, that was something I just learned. And so, do you have children?
No, I do not.
So you just have other family members?
Yeah, I have a huge family. I have 7 brothers and sisters.
Oh.
So I have a huge family, and I have a great mom, and which my article of last month was my mom's tips. And she was so thrilled to see that. She called me, oh, my gosh, I can't believe it, because she loves Boomer Times.
Oh, I'm so glad. And that's right. It was your mom's tips. Yeah, well, it was funny, too. We have a contest every month, and we feature a couple of people's pictures, and then people try to find them, and then we have a big drawing because we have a lot of people who enter this, and someone gets $50. Well, we had a letter from a 111-year-old woman.
Oh, my gosh.
And she enters the contest, but we had to check this out, and we did. We found out she'd been on YouTube. She's a little bit of a celebrity, so you'll see that when you get this issue, which is just being printed today, because over there you'll see it in the contest blurb where you see that, and you'll see about her. It was really surprising.
Oh my gosh, 111! Bless her heart.
Right, and she
talked
to Dan, so she's real.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, isn't that awesome?
Yeah,
That's really cool. I wonder what her tips are on
and
staying healthy.
True. Yeah, we'll have to find that out. Now, there was something else that you'll find in this upcoming magazine, too, that were, I think they were tips. They were something like 44 of them, and we only had room, for this one for, 20, and then we'll put the rest of them in next time. But it was also from, I believe, an older woman, and she was really cute. She said a lot of things that she did, and we probably all do, but it was great that she wrote something up like that, so we used it too. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to think, I think it came from a newspaper in Oregon, something like that we found. And so we just, we wrote it up, and it's going to be a lot of fun for people.
Yeah, because, you don't think about some of those tips.
Right.
And I once saw a news clip, and it was from Leisure Village, which is in Southern California.
We have one, too.
Yeah. They interviewed, there were 15,000, I think, people that they interviewed over this span of time.
Yeah.
And they caught back up with them, and it was adorable because there was this one woman who, she was like 94, and she drove a little Volkswagen convertible, and she walked like 6 miles a day or something crazy like that.
Right.
And she was just on it, and they said that they had to get there really early because she told them, if you don't get here by a certain time, I'm gone for the rest of the day. I have things to do. I mean, she was so busy. And they asked these people what was their what did they do every day that they stayed so healthy and everything?
Right.
And one of the main things was social interaction.
Yep.
And to be around people. So they all went to the clubhouse in the evening, and they all had a glass of wine or a drink or whatever. And the interviewer said, do you take vitamins? And she said, no. It was like, they weren't on any big regimen of anything, and some of them did have to take medication. And there was one man she was interviewing. He was 94, and he and his girlfriend were getting married like in a couple of days. It was just, and they looked fabulous. And it was a lot of it was social interaction. Yeah. And doing, playing chess and doing things to keep your mind active. Yep. And that's my mom's, very social. You never can get her at home. You have to call her before 10 in the morning or forget it.
Isn't that lovely? Has she always been like that?
Yeah, my mom's always been pretty social, but she lost her husband about 9 years ago, and then she had to kind of re-up it because all of her friends were couples and things. So she's now got a whole group of single women that she's involved with, and she lives in an over 55 community. And they do a lot of things, They go out for lunch every day, and because they're on a fixed income, they go to McDonald's. And I know fast food, they all say, well, that's just horrible. But you know what? You have to live too, and that's why I put those tips in there, because that's what they do. And they go there and they all socially eat off on, they get the dollar menu stuff, and then they sit in there for hours. And they chat, and they go shopping, and all sorts of things.
Does she live near you?
She actually lives in Surprise, Arizona. So it's about 4 hours away.
There is a place called Surprise, Arizona, which I think is so funny. Surprise!
I know, huh?
I was telling you about this. I'm not going to read it to you yet, because you'll have to read it when you get Boomer Times. Okay. But it's a woman named Regina Brett. She's 90 years old, and we found it in the Plain Dealer in Cleveland, Ohio. And she starts off, like, to celebrate growing older, I once wrote the 44 lessons life taught me. It is the most requested column I've ever written. My odometer rolled over to 90 in August, and so here is the column once more. And she, we put in 18 this time because we didn't have room for, the next time we'll put in more, but it's like, life isn't fair, but it's still good. Next one, when in doubt, just take the next small step. I'll read you one more. Life is too short to waste time hating anyone. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's really cute, too, so I know your mom and you will like that one.
Oh, yeah, she's just enthralled with that magazine. She can't wait till it comes every month.
Oh, that's so
really,
nice.
Really
that
loves
makes me happy.
Yeah, she just thinks it's just amazing. So,
well, let me tell you, I have I don't usually take unrequested articles, but a woman sent me. She's a writer, because I think we had her. She said we had her many years ago as a writer once, but I didn't quite remember. But she does write professionally, and she sent me something. It's way too long for one issue, so I'll have to break it up into 3. And I think I'm going to do it because it talks to baby boomers, and it talks about ageism and how I always thought, oh my God, growing older, forget it. And she talked about it, and then towards the towards the end of the article, which you probably won't see it for this first one, she talks about, well, maybe it's not so bad. Let me tell you about all the good things, and let me tell you what I've learned. And she went on and on. I think it's very appropriate.
Yes, definitely. Because don't you think that in this time, and I think in the United States mainly, we put a lot of emphasis on age.
Right, and beauty and all that.
And I find the older I get, the more people want to know how old I am, and I just don't. I don't talk about age. It's just not a thing for me. And Steve used to tell my grandmother. He used to tell her to just pick a number and be that number.
Right.
And he said age is like irrelevant. Right. It's how you are and how you feel. Because there's no book, like people say, wow, she looks great for 80. Right. What book tells you what you're supposed to look like at 80, really? And the other day, I went into, my boyfriend was playing at a particular club in Southern California. We were out in the Palm Springs area. And I went to see him, and they carded me. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh my God. that went, you'll go back there all the time, won't you?
I know, that's what he told me. He goes, I can just see it. Anytime you're feeling down, you're going to go, right. I'm going to go back to that place.
I love it. That's a very good story. Yeah, well, But, and of course, now you do have, there's a movie coming out, Reese Witherspoon, I think. And
Yes.
it's about, she's divorced, and she's with these 3 young guys all at the same time. Have you seen the commercials on that?
Yes, and I can't wait to see
I
it.
can't either. Then her husband comes back on the scene.
That is so cute.
Oh, I know. I can't wait to see that. So,
And I love her anyway.
yeah. You know, I think her daughter's in it. She looks just like her. I think that's her daughter.
It might be.
It's a little girl. It's one of the children she has.
It
Yeah.
very
So
well
that's
could be.
yeah. But anyway, so yes, life has changed, hasn't it? But has AIM changed at all? Think back when you all first started this. What has changed?
Well, we've got a lot more frequencies on it. We've learned a lot about how we transmit the frequencies. When we first went from the remedies to the AIM program, and we used it just for the office staff to try it out and see how everybody felt, everybody was like, oh, after each other, and they were all in a bad mood, and we were like, gosh, it's like intense. Something's going on, and we had to kind of adjust things and fine-tune it, and we did that. And it's been just excelling ever since, and it's just far superior to when we use the remedies. So as far as that goes, it has, gone from, it's just kind of gone from not as powerful to extremely powerful, but in a gentle way. So it's very gentle, it's very subtle. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we don't always feel anything, and so we think it's not working. But then if we look back and ask ourselves some questions, or if you ask someone that you live with or a friend, that you can ask them and they'll tell you how you've changed.
Huh.
And so that's the subtleness of the AIM program, because a lot of people think that when they go on the program, they're never going to be sick, they're never going to have a bad day, and unfortunately, we haven't perfected it to that where we're just in euphoria all the time.
Oh, I like that. That's a good thing. Yes, we're just in euphoria all the time. That's fabulous. So,
I feel like I am, but hey.
That's interesting. So if someone says, how you doing? Say, I'm in euphoria all the time. I never hear that from anyone, but that's good.
It's a nice little word, huh?
Yeah, right. We don't hear euphoria. I like that word. I have to look that up and see what it really means.
Yeah, it's a good word. It just kind of means that you're on cloud 9, I guess.
Oh, okay. Oh, cloud 9, huh? Okay, but, just getting down to the serious part, because we do want people to join as a member. They really will enjoy it. So it's called the AIM Program of Energetic Balancing, and you all could join the thousands of worldwide people in experiencing, this healing technology. I've been a member of this for so long, and I mean, I'm always in good health. I'm pretty much always in good spirits, and even here with the hurricane coming, I just trust everything. I just know it's going to all work out.
And that's the way, that's the support that the AIM program gives us, I think. And we all feel that way. Not that we're, giddy all the time,
right,
but we do see the more positive aspects of things going on around us, and we don't dwell on the negative, I think. And that's the AIM program helping us. And it's kind of got those, we've got that energy surrounding us that keeps us, hopefully, we'll all be safe from these hurricanes and things. So.
Right. Now, when Stephen was a chiropractor and not working in this field so much, but what do you call that process that he tests with the arm? There's a word, you put
muscle testing?
No, it's another word. Yes, it's muscle. What it is you hold something in your hand, and if it isn't good for you, your hand is weak.
Yes.
There's a word for it. You call it muscle testing, but there's another word, and I can't remember it. Anyway.
Off the top of my head, I don't even.
Yeah, okay, I think it's with a P, and I can't remember what it was. Not peripheral or something. But anyway, why don't you explain that to people? Because I think that says a lot that here, that's so simple. You didn't have a computer to do that. You just had a person's, whatever it is. I think people would like to hear about that.
Well, I think maybe, were you talking about applied kinesiology?
Yes, that's
okay.
right. Kinesiology, that's what I was talking about.
And what happens is, like Steve used to take a remedy, and he would put it like on your chest or have you hold it and put it against your chest, and then he would test your arm. And there's a certain way that you have to have your arm. You don't want to have it up too high because it locks and you can't move it anyway. But you move it put it at a particular level, and it's really interesting how your body responds. And you cannot push away his hand. He'll push your arm down with very little strength. It's not like he's, got a brick pushing down on your arm or anything. It's just very lightly you can touch one's arm and it'll go down. For instance, if you took a cigarette, because we know cigarettes aren't good for us, and you put it on you or held it in your hand and put it against your body, your arm, if the other person knew how to do this, they would push your arm down and they would be able to push it right down to your side.
Right, exactly.
But if you take it away, then you're strong again. And that was the way that he would test sometimes different remedies to see if they were good for you or if you needed them or not. And it worked very, very well. And then we took that information and we transferred it into a computerized system, which is how we came up with AIM.
Well, maybe we can talk more about this because I guess we've run out of time. It seems like we've just started talking. I've been talking to Roberta Hladek, who is, of course, she runs AIM program, and I'm just going to give you it's aimprogram.com. If you want more information, please do look up on the web, and you'll see everything we've been talking about. Thanks so much, Roberta, and we'll be in touch.
Yes, and good luck to all of you. We'll
just
be
keep
thinking of you.
That's right. Just keep thinking of us.
Okay.
Thanks, Roberta. Bye.
Bye-bye.